gonna get right into it. This is game number 1 of the series between NineK and Ash Green for the SCUL StarCraft Underground League. Unhinged versus Legion. ZVT on Neosylphid. Over in the 12 o'clock, we've got Ash Green, and over in the 5 o'clock base, we've got NineK as the Terran. I wonder what we're gonna see tonight. Got a nice little glass of red wine. We're gonna let this rock. Green getting a little bit unlucky with his first scout. Overlord going to the wrong base. Man, these are definitely not colors I would have chosen when picking out the colors before the game. Kind of ugly. I don't know. Is this white? Is this gray? No. Looks like we've actually got a pull out for green fairly early. 9 pull, looks like. Over pull. Is he going to do extractor trick? Okay. And it looks like NineK has opted to not wall, or not SimCity, at the front entrance of his main. And he has made his barracks quite a bit a ways from his supply depot. I wonder if that will come into play here in this game with this early pull coming from green. The drone scout is on its way. I'm going to be taking a look for any openings that he can find. NineK also scouting right now, going towards the other base, so neither player getting a first scout on each other. Fairly even in that regard. And we've actually got 6 Zerglings coming out right now for the Zerg. And he has spotted what's the opening position for NineK, where this barracks is at. 6 Zerglings on their way out. Another hatchery is coming down now at the natural. And he's also taking his gas as well. The drone did get cleaned up though, a bit unfortunate for green. We'll see what these lings can get done here. NineK is opting to go for a Rax FE. And his SCV has not got to the Zerg base yet, so this is going to be a little bit of a surprise. Here come the lings. And going straight to the main. They're skipping past that command center. The boys are being pulled. Can he save the Marine? No, he loses the Marine now. And are they going to get us around on the next Marine? They are not. They're going to be dancing around a little bit. Let's get a little bit of a zoom out over here. Not getting too much done. A lot of lost mining time. Another Marine actually might go down here. It's so close. Only one more hit. But looks green is pulling away here. Forced a lot of lost mining, but behind this his money is getting quite high. Multitask is getting tested here. Zerglings are still poking around at the front. NineK looking to stabilize. Is he going to make a barracks at the front? I mean a bunker at the front. It does look like he is. But things have appeared to have stabilized. Lair tech is on the way. This SCV scout has spotted that. Most likely going to see Mutas here. Oh, here come the Zerglings. Are they going to get another Marine? No. Situation does appear to be a bit fairly even now. That early ling pressure did kind of help equalize things in terms of making this Rax FE not as economically effective as NineK would have liked it to be. Second barracks is coming down for NineK, and gas on the way as well. So looking like more of a bio-oriented opening rather than some mech. We'll see if green is going to go for probably Spire at this point, if we had to guess. Still on 2 hatch. And here's the Spire right now, actually. Will NineK spot that? He does not. The SCV does get killed by a couple more lings before it gets a chance to go out there and take a look at things. And let's see what the follow-up is going to be over here. Academy coming out for NineK. It's got a decent amount of Marines starting to build up. Perhaps he'll go for some kind of a timing push for this. Green's money is floating a bit high now, probably banking up to get a bunch of mutas out. Ling's taking a look, trying to get some map control, get some vision. Does look like he might take this 11 o'clock base. He's got his drone ready for it. And there it goes. About 540. Big group of Marines coming out. Stim is on the way, as well as 2 medics. Definitely looking like NineK is going to go for some kind of timing here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hit before the mutas come out. Does not have an engineering bay. He does know that there's a engineering bay is on the way. Does know that the lair tech is out, so Spire and mutas are going to be a possibility. He might be getting his turrets out just in time for that. Lings are going to go for a run by here. They do sneak past, and this is actually going to enough Lings that it's actually going to force NineK to come back, and he does stim. Stim's just 1 Marine there. Is he going to clean up there? Oh god. He actually appears to have gone for a stim on his whole army. Bit of a waste of energy there. The timing push has been significantly delayed. A liftoff on the barracks, that's interesting. Not sure what that's about. Maybe he wants to reposition his buildings a little bit to better SimCity against muta play. Missile turrets are coming down, but the first group of mutas are on their way over. There's about 6, with another 3 on the way. There are plenty of missile turrets, I think, to deal with this, as well as a bioforce that should definitely be able to repel this. And let's see what Green can get done here with a small handful of mutas. Got about 7, and a small force of bio over here. Does not look like he wants to use that against any incoming mutas. Green looking for a place where he's going to be able to poke in over here. Finds his first opening. Once again delaying any kind of timing push from NineK with these mutas. Gets about maybe, I want to say like 3 or 4 SCVs out of that, but I think the big win here is delaying any kind of timing push coming from NineK. Has he chosen, let's see, he's got a couple of sunkens over at the front of most of his bases, so he would be able to deal with any kind of push. I think a combination of those mutas and the sunkens would stop most timings, but this is quite a lot of Marines, almost control group and a half, and a couple medics. He also does have +1 is on the way, and range is on the way as well. So let's see how these mutas do. Doing a great job at holding NineK at home. Well, he tries to get. Does look like he's droning up behind this a little bit. +1 air weapons coming on the way. Green's confident that he's going to be able to take out these missile turrets. Forces another stim out of the bio from NineK. A lot of damage to these mutas though. They're very heavily hurt from all that missile turret damage. Got the bioforce over here, waiting to cut off these mutas. Is he going to catch them? He's very close. They're so close to each other. Oh, here comes a stim. He is going to try to go for it, but mutas are taking a lot of damage here. And he's going to go for some micro. Does pick off a lot of Marines, actually. Wow. He's actually going to clean up this whole group of this whole army over here. For some reason my keyboard does not want me to scroll to the right. Well, I don't know what's going on with that. Ton of idle SCVs over here. He's going to want to... He's been doing a great job at building SCVs. I think it's a decent mechanics on that part, but he definitely wants to get those mining. Floating a lot of gas as well. Alright, Nita's coming in once again for another attack. Behind this, Hive is actually coming out for green, so it does look like he wants to go for some kind of... oh, actually, he does have lurkers coming out. Probably going to be going for defilers as well in the background of this. I think green's been doing a great job at keeping NineK at home. I'm not so sure if he's done a great job at getting the economy going behind this. You know, definitely has the larva and the money for it if he wanted to. But these mutas are doing great at keeping any kind of timing push at bay. But NineK is looking like he's getting tired of sitting at home now. Let's zoom back in. Let's see how these mutas do. There are a lot of turrets here. I don't think these mutas are going to be able to get that much more done with this much bio, especially now that the Marines have extra range and +1. Effectiveness of these mutas is looking to be low. Oh, 3 lurkers are coming over to the third base location of NineK. One of them does get picked off very quickly, and I think NineK is tired of staying at home. He is going to start pushing out. He does have enough at home with missile turrets and probably reinforcing bio that he'd be able to hold any muta pushes at this point. The boys and girls are coming out. Probably going to be going for this 11 o'clock base over here, which does not have a ton here to defend. There are no lurkers here. They're just 3 sunken colonies. Will be pretty tough to hold here. A couple lurkers over here at the third base location for the Terran. Not going to be very effective here. More lurkers coming out for green. Greater Spire is on the way, as well as Adrenalings. Neither of those are going to be out in time to delay this push in any meaningful way, though. NineK he's going for it. He's pushing up the ramp. Medics are blocking him from getting all the way up. Get up there, boys. Because we want to clean this base up. There is a Nidus canal. Is there another Nidus over here? It's still building, and looks like green is going for the trade in the meantime. 2 things to watch over here. Let's see. Let's see what these lurkers are going to be doing. There are a couple of siege tanks, plenty of scans. I think this is going to get cleaned up, to be honest with you. There's enough detection that you can spot these lurkers, but a good number of SCVs are dying here. This base is going to go down for green. It's going to lose the Queen's Nest, hatch, everything. But Guardians are on the way. And I don't think NineK actually... Does he have a good answer for this? He does have 2 starports. Science facility is researching Irradiate. He should be able to deal with this once he spots it, but I don't know... Let's see. I don't think he actually knows about the Hive. So, we'll see if this is going to be a surprise for him. Green is gathering units up at the front. It does have Consuming on the way. Does have a couple defilers out. He's not going to die immediately to any push, but he's on 2 base now with fairly low drone count. It's going to be pretty tough for him. Here come the Guardians now. Laying siege on the Terran Natural. What is NineK going to do about this? Looks like he is pushing out with his boys and girls over, taking the units that were over at the 11 o'clock, now bringing them over to the Natural. And the rest of his army is trying to regroup with the rest of his army. It does look like there are some defilers positioned outside of the Terran Natural, and mining is completely stopped over here. So, is he actually going to kill this command center? Let's force it to lift off. Swarms out. There is absolutely no mining going on at the natural right now. Very good swarms, forcing major delays over on the Terran side, but a very, very scary looking army poking out at the front. Let's see what green can do here. And oh, these lurkers, they want to get under, let them get in that cloud, and they got underneath. Okay. NineK is just going to go for it here. I don't know if he's going to be able to break the front. Losing a lot. Almost all of his army is dying to these lurkers. Does not have the siege tanks to back this up. And, yeah, it's actually really good cleanup by green. Despite being on super low econ, does look like a siege tank wandering around has spotted this ninja base. Guardians have gotten cleaned up by probably a combination of wraiths and bio. That is huge. Those Guardians are doing a lot of work for green. NineK had so many SCVs that he had been building that despite losing a lot to those Guardians, he's still almost double the worker count of green. Now he's going to be on 3cc. Where are the science vessels at? He does have the science facility, he's got the gas for it. He just needs to start building some science vessels so we can deal with these lurkers and the defilers. Large group of Zerglings coming from green. It looks like he is just trying to end it really right now. Doesn't want to take any additional hatcheries. He's got macro hatches at the main, but no third base at this point. Super scrappy game by green. And let's see how things are stabilizing a little bit right now. Looks like green is retaking the 11 o'clock, but an SCV has spotted that, so that's huge. Green unable to secure a third so far. It's about 17 minutes into the game and still on 2 base now. I think green has had some excellent defiler usage this game. Really putting a lot of pressure on NineK to deal with these spellcasters. He's definitely struggling at the moment. Does have a very strong bioforce being built up, but no science vessels yet. Lurkers are being annoying, poking at this command center. Bioforce is coming out right now for NineK. He is going to try to go for another poke at the front. Looks like he was able to force cancel at the 11 o'clock. I missed that. Lurkers are going for an all-in YOLO push right here, but he did lose all of them, and I think green is in some trouble. Killed a lot of SCVs, 26 to 18 now, but the army is just, look at the supply, it's very low for green. He's going to be really relying on some godly defiler usage, and does he even have any defilers left at this point? He's got 2 over here, over at the front, but nothing at his natural. Reinforcing Zerglings are just going to get killed by this big bio army over here. I think NineK is going to regroup and try to just squash this bug over here. Another Ninja Expo being taken and scouted almost instantly by green and NineK. A rough situation for green economy-wise. His drone count is so low that mineral count appears is surprisingly healthy because he's just been so low econ this whole time, but yeah, not having a third base for almost 20 minutes it's catching up to him. It will catch up to him for sure. Alright. Third base is getting established. Natural being retaken as well from NineK. And it does look like the 8 o'clock base is going to be taken out right now. There isn't anything to hold over here. Green comfortable with holding this forward position with continuous defiler swarms, but I don't think, yeah, it does not look like there's any lings that he's going to be able to bring up another cloud here, so defiler and lurkers are going to be in trouble once this cloud goes down. One more swarm coming out. And lings are coming back, coming forward. I do think the continuous denial of a third base by NineK for green has really kept him in the game here, despite that early Guardian attack. Things are looking quite good for NineK at this point. But man, these swarms have been incredibly effective. I think if it wasn't for all these swarms and defiler usage, I think green would have been forced to tap out way earlier, given just how low his economy has been. Looks like he's going to try to go for a little poke over here. He's got a defiler, control group of lings. Bioforce is actually going to clean up all these lings before he's able to get anything done. Oh, big plague on those marines. Hey, green's just he's doing his best with the little that he has. He made a bunch of mutas now. He's going to try to clean up those plague marines. Great for him. Science vessels are finally on the way for NineK. And I think once those come out, that's gonna wrap things up. Alright, here come these mutas. There are turrets already. Oh, there is actually a science vessel already out on the board. Green looking to retake the 11 o'clock base once more, but there's a large contingent, that Bioforce that was used to clean up the 8 o'clock. They can take this base out once more. SCV is scouting it. Mutas are YOLOing into the main base once more, trying to clean up what they can, but there's just so many missile turrets already here. I'm not sure how effective this is. NineK doesn't seem to care. He's just going to go for it. Cleans up another small little Zerg army over here. Oof, another big plague before that defiler goes down. All the mutas going down to missile turrets. I think we're seeing green in his death throes over here. NineK, big Bioforce grouping up. Does look like he is angling for an attack at the natural once more. Doesn't really care about that 11 o'clock. I think he wants to end it. And I'm not seeing any defilers over here. So I think the stalling is coming to an end. 2-1 army, very strong. Almost no upgrades really from the Zerg player. Can't really afford them. And I think 11 o'clock getting attacked, double pronged attack coming in. I'm not so sure how green is going to be able to hold at this point. Losing the third once more. There aren't any drones here even to kill. Natural being sieged. All the Sunkens are down. And here come the lings now. One big attack. Can he break the siege line? It will be very tough without any swarms. Oh, big swarm coming out. Man, these swarms, man. Really, really good from green, but the lurkers are really far back. I think with all these science vessels out now, we're going to start seeing a lot of irradiates coming. Energy is on the way. This one has energy. Should be able to just start cleaning these bad boys up. And then KO with plenty of money in the bank. He is taking a 4th base. Very strongly secure economy. I think he just needs to macro up over here, and I think he'll be able to run green over at this point. Who is still mining, but he's only got 20 workers. This is coming to an end over here. Some irradiates coming out. Whoa, what was that? Oh, I didn't know if you irradiate an egg, it just does not seem to be doing any damage. Interesting. Oh, some Scourge coming out. They are cleaning up the science vessels. Green doing an excellent job at cost-efficient trades for critical units, as always. But the again, third base taken out once more. More Scourge on the way. He's going to keep cleaning up any of these science vessels and wraiths. But I don't know what his plan, what the game plan is going to be. Oh, just lost a Defiler and a couple workers over here to the Bioforce, and that's it. Green is tapping out. GG. Game number 1 goes to NineK. Alright, we are on to game number 2 of the series. NineK as the orange? Brown? I think this is orange. Terran in the 11 o'clock. Map is Knockout. And over in the bottom right, you've got green as the pink Zerg. Why doesn't he use green? You would think with a name like green that he would use the color green, but maybe there's something more to the name than that. Cross positions here. I don't think we're going to see such a low econ game coming out of green, but I don't know him like that, so maybe that's his style. I'm not so sure. Will NineK take the learnings from the last game, the early link pressure, and SimCity a bit differently? I think he will. I think he is going to try to go for more of a tight wall-in, building at the forward ramp over here. It's hard. It can be a little hard to tell, but this dip on the map, it's huge. A lot of fights revolve around it. I like this map a lot more than Polestar because of that. It's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more fun, because it's got things like that going on. Let's see what green is going to go for here. I think it is going to be a hatchery first off of 12. NineK, I think, going to be opting for another Rex FE. So hatch first, then pool and gas. Coming out of green here. And NineK definitely going to be going for the Rex double. Neither player with the first scout once more. Now I wonder what NineK is going to go for this game though, off the CC. Is he going to go for another bio play? Or is he going to go for mech? On his way down to the Zerg Natural right now. Just 2 links popping out for green. And going straight into lair. Off his first 100 gas. SCV, watch out. Don't get killed. A very similar opening coming out, the same opening, really, coming out of NineK this game. And very similar shape coming out of green, just without the early link pressure this time. Is he going to clean up the scouting SCV? He's in trouble. I think he's going to go down. He's going to get surrounded, and scouting SCV is killed. He does know that lair is on the way, so more than likely, based on what he's seen so far, it is going to be a fast Spire. Spire on the way now for green. NineK's opening looking very much the same as the previous game. Academy on the way. Probably going to see similar engineering bay timing as last time. and we'll see. We'll see how the muta pressure does in this situation. Will 9K hold the mutas without taking much damage and go for another bio push? Ling's parked out in the front, keeping an eye on the net. Stim on the way, as well as the medics for 9K. He might have a timing here. He might have a timing before the mutas come out. Spire's wrapping up, but Stim is going to be finished. He does have 2 medics out. Stim will be nearly done. If he goes across the map right now, there isn't really a ton. There are 2 Sunkens on the way. He could break this. 4 mutas coming out now. Does he have enough to hold? Let's see. Bio's coming across. Not going to be distracted by those juicy looking lings out in the middle. He's hunting. He's just going to go for it. Is he going to hit before the mutas come out? Mutas are out on the map now. Looks like the timing, that little tight narrow window has been gone before the mutas come out. Not seeing a third base. Is he going to go home here? I think he's recognizing that he's not going to be able to get much done, and he decides to turn around and go home. Spots the mutas out. Forces a stim. And Zerglings are going to get cleaned up, but I think the muta's going to be able to do quite a lot here. They should be able to clean up this Bioforce, yeah. So not the outcome 9K was hoping for. Lost his entire army out on the map. Bunkers on the way. Lots of missile turrets here. Fire bats already. Probably wanted to have that with his push. Here come the mutas now. There's not enough turrets. Bio coming back. Try to clean this up. There are not enough Marines to clean this up right now. Or are there any over here? 9K really needs to group up his bio if he wants to clean this up without taking too much damage, because he is losing quite a number of SCVs to this. Firebats looking very sad up into the skies. Their flamethrowers can't hit up. They need to get out of here. They're not really providing much value. You don't want to lose these. That's just wasted gas. +1 almost finished. Meanwhile, the Zerg is taking the third base, but it is spotted by 9K. So 9K knows what's going on. Does know. Does have a pretty decent idea of what's coming, which is more mutas. Very much the same as last game. It just does not look like he's dealing with this as well as he did the first game. Mutas are kind of having a party. We need way more Marines to clean this up. SCV's having a little disco party over in the main base right now. And Green gets to have his fun with his mutas. Behind it is getting his Queen's Nest. Looking like we're going to see that Hive Tech coming out soon. Yeah, the muta's way more effective this game. Killing so many SCVs now. Marines are not grouping up. Every time the Marines get made, they just keep dead and killed. He is losing a lot of mutas to these missile turrets, but I think 9K has lost about, like, I don't know, 15 SCVs at this point to mutas, probably more, honestly. +1 air weapon mutas are quite good. And this time it looks like Green is going to be able to get a third base up and running without getting denied. Bio forces for NineK aren't going to be able to move out to do anything with these mutas wreaking havoc on his base. A lot of missile turrets now, though. Hive on the way. I wonder if we're going to see the Guardians again. That is many muta. Scouting Marine gets killed. NineK already knew about this space, so I'm not so sure what the goal is with that Marine, but it is lost. +1 weapons, or +1 armor on the way now for NineK. I think he's going to probably try to go for a Hanbang, one big ass attack, try and end the game off 2 base. Is he going to go? Does he have? He does have science facility on the way. I can't imagine him taking a third at this point. Ultra on the way this time for Green. No Defiler. I'm not seeing. Yeah. No Defiler at all. But plenty of Sunkens to deal with any pushes. Muta's putting in the work. Big army coming out from NineK now. He's tired of getting his mutas poking at his front. Will he be able to hit before any big scary units come out from Green? These mutas aren't going to be turning into Guardians, so doesn't have to worry about that. Not like he knows about that, though. I don't see any Ultras out, so Adrenalings are on the field, but no big units. Might be hard to hold. Alright, resuming the replay. Got cut off. My baby woke up the other night, and finishing up the game over here. Looks like we've got NineK going for one last hurrah push. He does have a tight timing before Ultralisks are out on the field, where he's going to be able to maybe break through these siege tanks, but these Lings doing a lot of damage to the Marines. I don't know if he's going to be able to break 5 Sunkens with just 1 siege tank. Ultras are on the way now. And let's see, I mean, this is really not even a full control group of Marines here. And the force of NineK is being pushed back at this point, and his timing window is looking more narrow by the second to do any damage here. He did kill 2 Sunkens, but I don't really think that's going to be enough to close things out at this point. Ultra's now about halfway finished. Upgrades are also on the way for speed, and the cows are out on the field. They're looking for blood, and looks like they're going to find it. Science vessels immediately getting picked off by some Scourge. The cows are wreaking havoc on these poor little boys and girls. I'm thinking that we're probably going to see NineK tap out soon. A nice little defense matrix on a Marine. Keep him fighting against these Ultras, but, you know, what is he going to do here? You know, there isn't really a good answer for all these Ultras. There are no more siege tanks, really. Just 1 science vessel. And I'm not quite so sure what NineK can do here to respond to these Ultras. Maybe he can turtle up, get behind his static defense, maybe build up his science vessels up a little bit more, and that might help. Let's see. Does he have enough for Irradiate yet? Does get 1 Irradiate off. Nice. Okay. Alright, another science vessel getting picked off by some Scourge. Green is gathering up his forces. He is getting ready to push. He does have the 1 o'clock base taken now. Not mining yet, but probably going to be mining soon. And sneaky base taken by NineK over at the 9 o'clock. And here comes Green now. He is gonna push in. He's tired of waiting. All of his surge get picked off. This static D looks like it could be pretty good. That once, if there were more siege tanks here, they might be able to repel this. But looks like the ultras may break through. Does he have any irradiates yet? Not yet. Bunkers are down. One ultra coming down. Maybe another two are getting pretty low. Bioforce is getting decimated here. Green is now up about 30 supply. It is looking pretty tough for NineK at this point. These raw ultras. Oh, irradiate on the already super weak ultra, not the target he would have wanted to have targeted there. And he calls it GG. That is game number 2. Set is now tied 1-1 between Green and NineK. Alright, let's get right into game number 3 between NineK and Green. Over in the bottom left is the brown Terran. We've got NineK. And in the top left we've got Green, who has suspiciously... Oh, nope. He's got his drone coming out. Okay, I thought we were going to see another early pool like we did last game. Or the first game of the series. Wasn't that early, I guess, but... looking normal so far. In general, I'm noticing that Green's a little bit more laid back of a player. He's not the kind of guy who's like spamming APM at the beginning or anywhere time during the game. Really, he's always hovering around the mid 100s APM wise. So tends to lean back, take it easy, get nice and comfy in his gamer chair, get things out of the way. Looks like Overlord is going to be making its way to the right. And not getting first lucky scout off over there. Looks like we are going to see a 9 pool coming out of him, though. So we are going to see that early Ling aggression, most likely, coming out of Green here. And over on the bottom for NineK. No forward racks for the expansion. Playing it safe. Not super safe, but at least keeping things tight at home. Let's see, we'll opt to make his barracks a little bit further away. Should be fine, though, to retreat his marine to the safety of this little narrow area over here. Meanwhile, Green does do an extractor trick. Get out just a little bit more juice drone-wise before he pops his first 6 lings. Drone scout is on the way now for Green, so he's going to know what's going on. He's going to know that he can just send his Ling straight down. Not quite as fast. I don't know what the rush distance is, vertical versus horizontal, but definitely what he wants in terms of it not being cross-spawn. Lings are on their way over now. Hatchery is on the way as well. And NineK has spotted the Lings. So he's aware. Now he's aware. Okay, something's up. I need to be ready for these Zerglings. He's going to continue to scout. Does see that an extractor is on the way. Meanwhile, he is bringing the boys, bringing up some SCVs up to the front to help provide a little bit of a buffer for the Marine. Is not opting to make a bunker of any kind. Is going to go straight into factory from here, mining off of 1 gas. So this might be some kind of siege expo. Okay, here comes a 6 Lings, 1 Marine only. He is now opting to pull way more SCVs. He realized that the SCV wall that he had not really that strong, and Zerglings forcing lots of lost mining time. 1 Marine is down. Green trying to micro. Oh, nice SCV wall for the providing a buffer for that Marine. Nice. And it looks like NineK is going to hold this off. Is hopefully not going to lose another SCV over here. Lost the Marine. Both players microing, losing their attention on their multitask to their macro, but this should be getting cleaned up now at this point, and the initial attack wave is over. Lair tech on the way now from green as a follow-up. Not so many. The drone count is not super healthy, so I think trade-wise, who came out ahead there? I'm gonna say NineK kind of came out ahead. Didn't lose as many workers. His tech was not really super delayed. He's gonna want to try to get some pressure going though quickly with his first vulture and try to get some work done. There is no sunken to stop him. The vulture is going to start doing some damage to the drones over here. Gets one pick off. Green not retreating very quickly. Another drone goes down. Sunken is up, but he should be able to patrol micro this without too much issue. Let's see what he's able to get done. Just going to go for some scouting here. Does see that the lair is on the way, and now he's going for the micro. He's got to be careful. He's one hit away from losing this vulture, so he's going to want to keep that up. All right, now that the lings are cleaned up, he should be able to go a little bit more crazy. There's nothing to stop this vulture from going whole hog. Oh no, loses the vulture to a drone. Not what he wanted, but he's got a good amount of drones killed now. There's only 9 up for green, so. Although Spire is up, there's not really a lot of juice economy-wise to help keep this going. I would consider green to be fairly all-in at this point. He is so low economy-wise that the mutas are going to have to do some really crazy damage, and I just can't see that happening with NineK not having lost that much. He does have an armory on the way, so Goliaths will be there to stop any mutas. Vultures cleaning up these slow circlings. Speed is on the way right now, but not out yet. And not so much going on. Green's got a bunch of gas stacked up, so he's gonna get probably around like 5 mutas, I'd say. But he doesn't even have the mineral count to to make anything. So we'll see. We'll see what he's able to get out. Are no spider mines out yet. Research is on the way for NineK. I just dropped all my stuff at my desk. And alright, let's get back to the game. I looked away for a moment. Here comes the first muta, singular muta. Just a bunch of drones otherwise from green. I'm not really so sure about this opening. The Zergling pressure was great. The follow-up, I'm not exactly sure about that. Goliaths are out and being built, more on the way, and NineK should easily hold a singular muta. Not so much damage going to happen. We'll see though. There is no engineering bay, so he is going to have to control his units to defend. The one muta flaps away, go home, maybe regroup with friends, but there are no additional mutas on the way. Green is deciding to drone up at this point. Meanwhile, NineK is gearing up with +1 vehicle weapons as well as Goliath additional range, and is going to be going for a mech push in this game off of 2 base. Is supply blocked at the moment, but I think that whatever timing push he's going to come out with the mech is going to look very strong against green, who is just droning up right now pretty hard. +1 air defense on the way, but there are no mutas, so I'm not really so sure what the game plan is from green right now. He's got a ton of gas banked up. Additional mutas are on the way now, being built. Maybe he recognizes that there's minimal static defense for NineK. He might be able to get something done with his mutas. Good spider mine placement for vision for NineK, and he has spotted the additional base. I will say NineK has been doing a great job at scouting these hatcheries coming out of green. Almost this entire series, really, he's caught every single hatchery being made shortly after being made. He doesn't catch it after it's done, catches it while it's on the way. So he's going to be able to come up with a game plan and figure out what he wants to do. A flock of mutas now coming over to the main, 5 of them. Missile turret is on the way, but all of the Goliaths are out on the map right now, so doesn't have anything at home. 3 Goliaths just popped from the factories. They should be able to stop, especially with this additional range. He should be able to stop this poke, I think, without taking too much damage. He's lost about, I want to say, 3 SCVs to this pressure, but the Goliaths or the mutas are looking super low now. They're not going to be able to stop any kind of push, but they're doing quite a bit of damage. 6 SCVs, 7 SCVs now going down at the cost of maybe 1 muta. The rest are very heavily damaged. Goliaths, meantime, have pushed out for NineK, taking out the base over at the 1 o'clock. Right after it finishes. Not really the outcome that green wants. He would have much rather been able to cancel that hatch instead of losing it for free. Mutas are going to try and see what they can get done against these Goliaths, but an entire control group of, was it +1? Yeah, +1 weapons. They're not going to be able to get much done, especially since they don't have +1 armor, air armor yet. He will have an additional 2 mutas popping out over here that can regroup. He's almost got a control group now worth of mutas. Actually, he does have a control group now worth of mutas, so let's see how this battle is about to go down between the Goliaths and the Mutalisks. They are right on top of each other, not what green wants. He is not paying attention to his mutas right now. He's about to lose everything, I think, to these Goliaths. They're crushing it. Oh, man. Okay, this is looking very dicey right now for green. He just lost half of his mutas, more than half, to the Goliaths of NineK, and they're going to come pushing down at the front door here. I'm trying to reset my zoom. Green is going to try to build up some Hydras to maybe stop this. It will be very difficult. He does have some static defense here, and there are no siege tanks from NineK. So I don't think he's going to be able to knock down at the front door. At the very least, he can put on a lot of pressure at the front while maybe he takes a 3rd base behind it. Is starting to research siege mode. +1 vehicle armor is on the way, but there are no siege tanks yet. This is just pure Goliath at this point. So both players are going to be regrouping back at home, powering up their economies, powering up their units, macroing up. Siege tanks are going to start building up now. And let's see, Mutalisks looking to see if they can take another poke here at the natural of NineK. They do get 2 SCVs at the cost of a muta. I don't know if that's the trade that green wanted. And he's going to continue trying to see what damage he can get done here. Is going to poke down another two SCVs here, so getting some damage done. He is taking the 1 o'clock base right now in the background of this, so it's stalling, getting his Hydras out as well behind this. This is the kind of play that he wants. He probably wants to start getting like lurkers or something behind this, or at least making way more Hydras. He does have a bunch coming out right now. It's got another 6 coming out, so which is what he wants against these Goliaths, but I don't know if he has an answer to siege tanks at this point. Vulture has spotted the 1 o'clock. Man, NineK is just on point with scouting these hatcheries after they finish every single time. He knows what's going on now. Does actually pick off a drone as well. Really lucky with this Vulture. And he's moving out with his Goliath army. There's 2 siege tanks with this, and it's a couple of SCVs. He's going for the kill right now. I don't know what green is going to do in response to hold this. He's got a siege up. He is going to slowly make his way down the natural of green. Does not really have a good answer for this push. Hydras are coming through on the front and a little bit of a flank on the back. Muta's going in. Probably try to pick off a siege tank. That's the only way that he's going to be able to stop this attack, is if he gets both of these siege tanks needs to clean those up, but he has done it at the cost of his entire Mutalisk army. Hydras are actually going to be able to clean everything else up, though, so wow. You know what? I'm surprised that did not work out for 9K the way that I thought it would. You know, it seems like the sunken colonies were effective with that Hydra flank to hold things off over here. And now counterattack coming from green over to the natural of 9K, who does not have any siege tanks. He's just been pumping Goliaths. Only has one machine shop, so I'm not sure. Let's see how these Goliaths do against the Hydras, which are 0-0. Meanwhile, Goliaths are 1-1. They should be able to repel this force, and they do. Army trickling in right now from green. Let's see. Yeah. And both players are now, once again, restabilizing, re-macroing up. I do see that the army for green is starting to gather up again once more at the front. And I think his strategy of poking where he can with his mutas, building up pure Hydra, does seem like it's at least pretty valid against what 9K is doing. Does have good vision of the possible bases that 9K is going to want to take. Starting to send over drones over to this third hatchery. And what is 9K going to do from here? He does not have any additional vehicle upgrades coming together. He is just macroing up on his Goliaths. Has not opted to start rebuilding his SCVs. I think he's just going to try to end this game off of 2 base. At least that's how it's looking so far. Army for green right now looking mostly like maybe 7 Mutalisks and a handful of Hydras here. Let's see how he does against this push. This is looking pretty scary. Army is angling to move toward the 1 o'clock. Does catch a stray Hydra out on the map. Mutas are forced to evacuate. There's no way he's going to want to try to fight this army with this. That's a huge amount of Goliaths. It's like, looks like 2 control groups of Goliaths, 3 siege tanks. This is very scary. Now, I don't think I cannot imagine the same kind of Hydra Muta defensive force that held the first attack is going to be able to hold this second one, but we will see. 9K is knocking down at the front door right now of green. Siege tanks are out. They are sieged. They're ready to go. There is no flanking Hydra force this time, just a handful of mutas and a single sunken to slow him down. I don't think the position that green is in now is similar to the one that he was in earlier when he got that good hold. Hydra's getting picked off one at a time by the siege tank, not what he wants, and here come the mutas now to try and see if they can pick off some siege tanks, but the Goliaths are just going to rip these apart, really. This is looking like trouble right now for green. Siege tanks unsieging, repositioning themselves. Goliaths cleaning up the Mutalisk force. We may see a tap out here soon. GG, well played coming from green, and 9K takes the series 2-1. Well done, 9K. Bringing this one home. Bringing this one home for Ghostu in the making. Good job, brother.